And then it goes into like this loving kind of, you know what I'm saying, expansion of like a loving, almost from like a self point of view, until like you realize like it's more than just you, you know, to love, you know. And how have you been loving the world, you know what I'm saying? Like you got more love to give rather than just directly. And then just going to thinking on the terms of like, what is it that we want to leave after this point, you know, us as creators. Like we hold the key to real history. Like the news ain't really gonna tell us what's going on. It's the art, it's the music, it's the pictures, it's the podcast, you know what I'm saying, where you gonna
100.
you know, where you're gonna get your real information. So like people 30 years from now want to know what's going on at this time, they'll probably come back to this podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like, so us creating at this time, you know what I'm saying, is really just like laying down the history, you know what I'm saying, for the next generation.
Because there is no lack of resources in this world. There's no lack of money,
Yeah.
especially in the United States. Okay, I understand third world countries is a little different, right? But if you live in the United States, there's no lack of anything. There's just a lack of people that can attract it. That's what it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
And also they're just limiting
relationship.
beliefs.
Yeah,
There's a
limiting
lot of
beliefs.
limiting beliefs, you know.
So you block your blessings by having limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
You know, I used to be a
true.
horrible receiver because I'm such a giver.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me
I felt
three.
weird. Like, what am I supposed to thank you?
Yeah, see?
Take it back.
We'll talk about that. And so I had a friend of mine, because like someone would give me a compliment, and I'd instantly just throw it right back at them.
Yeah, like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
man.
And he's
Thanks.
like, Isaac, you need to learn how to receive. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's okay to give a compliment back, but first receive it
That's true.
before you give it back. He's like, when someone says something, say, thank you, I received that. And then you can give them a compliment back. And I was just like, like, wow. Like, that's amazing, you know, because, I mean, if we don't know, like you said, sometimes there's things we don't even know.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Cause
Well, also like receiving is an act of giving.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you
Yeah.
receive something, I receive something from you, and it's me giving you something like
It's
some
you
that
giving
type of
me-
love. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
and also
like
good karma.
honor. You know
Like-
what I mean? I honor that.
Yeah, I read in this book that was like, who are we to deny any gift and any karma, good karma from anybody? You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So when somebody I had a homeless man give me a little cross. I have no idea what to do with this cross, but it's in my cart to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a gift. When you allow people to give, you know, you allow them to also receive from the universe in different aspects.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, because
yeah, man.
if you reject somebody's gift, you're kind of like rejecting them. And it's like, ooh, you're taking from them. It's like,
Also rejecting yourself. I
Yeah.
just realized.
Yeah.
right?
100%. Yeah.
Because I mean, we are a
Yeah.
reflection of each other.
We
you
all
know?
deserve love.
That's true. That's true, man.
Yeah. So you seem like you're a very well-read person because you always talk about these books you've read.
I know, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, how many books you been reading for?
And I'm like,
me.
damn, the last book I read was Green Eggs and Ham. So I'm like, I'm just
I'll be
kidding. I've
going
read
on a
other
little-
books. Yeah.
I've been going on a little rampage,
Yeah,
to
so-
be honest, you know.
So you love to read.
I love information.
Okay.
Information.
I love
Yeah.
information. So sometimes it's audio books, sometimes it's just YouTube.
Right.
But yeah, I love just information.
You love to learn, basically,
Absolutely.
and improve.
Absolutely.
That's powerful.
Absolutely.
Where did that come from?
Honestly, the shift came from when I felt what knowledge could do to my perception.
Okay.
And as being you know, a black person in America,
Right.
you know, it was like a lot of my knowledge started from slavery. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So like growing up thinking that, okay, where I came from was from these people who just got taken and brought over
Right.
here, you know, and then going back to finding out more information about, oh, it was Egypt, you know what I'm saying? There was civilizations, there was magic, there was, you know, different type of technologies, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like we created all of this, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It kind of like did something to me in a way, just to know that piece of information, you know, to my self-esteem, how I looked at myself and how I presented myself within the world, how I perceived the world perceived me, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so from that point, it just shifted me, and it just became I think that alone just let me know the power of what an information can do, you know, to bring you to a certain space.
Yeah. So education, you learned about where you come from. Because, like, that's the thing. People don't realize Africa is actually a continent. So Africa has, like you said, Egypt. It has Morocco. I mean, there's white folks in Africa. South Africa is predominantly, you know, Caucasian. You know, and I like. So there, Africa. There's. I mean, I think we all just came from Africa at one point
Absolutely.
in history, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
And according to my DNA test, it says it too, because it's like 5%, right?
Nah, for real.
But it's
man.
North Africa.
Fam. We
But
all
it makes
fam.
sense. It makes sense. Yeah. And then it was funny. We had this guy Tony.
Tony Tone.
Yeah,
Shout out
lyrical
to Tony.
tone,
Hey.
and he's like, you know, you know, people in Africa, they their skin takes in a lot of, you know, melanin. Right.
Yeah.
It's like a plant has a lot of chlorophyll. But you don't be saying, "What's up, you green motherfucker?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Why are
you know
you
what
so
I mean?
green,
yeah.
plant?
Yeah, like, why are you so green, plant? It's like, hello, I'm full of chlorophyll. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, I like what you're saying. Instead of focusing on maybe the worst part of your history, you went back and said, hey, let's go a little further.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it was like technology, it was like intelligence, like,
yeah, man.
like, yeah, I mean, have you ever seen Zeitgeist?
That sparked my journey, man.
Okay, so I'm spiritual, not religious. Nothing against religious people, but
yeah, absolutely.
all these religions like Catholicism, Christianity, the Muslim religion, they all started in Egypt. And it was all, so it was one God. It was a prophet who had 12 disciples, who was born of a virgin. And it's all the same thing. It's just every
Different
region
cultures,
just changed it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just modified it a little bit, and they changed the name of the prophet, and they changed the name of the virgin, and they changed the name of the God. But it all originated in Egypt. Now, why it originated in Egypt, I don't know, right? Because back then they had
Find out.
Yeah, they had pharaohs and that controlled a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it was a way to control people. Maybe it was the truth. Maybe because they used to worship the sun, and vitamin D is a very important, you know, vitamin that we need.
Yeah.
And like our mood is affected by
Yeah.
the sun. We feel warmed. And back then, when they didn't have like heating in their houses. And it was freezing, and then the sun comes up, and all of a sudden everything's warm. The plants grow, like you feel good. I mean, I can imagine where they could start to maybe worship the sun. We don't know what you are, but you're this big, bright thing in the sun. In the sky, and you make life better for us, right? So then there you go. There's God, right? So, anyways.
No, but I think it was a certain part of Earth, like that was the sweet spot to live at back in that day. And like you said, just the way our planet was positioned, I think it just took a while before a lot of stuff grew in a lot of areas.
Right.
So it was kind of condensed to like the Mesopotamia and Africa kind of areas, and then a lot of this knowledge, whether you believe. You know, it's in a lot of ancient texts, and it's kind of what's the word? A controversial thought, but beings from another planet, star system came down and visited and passed on certain information in certain ways of like agriculture. You know what I'm saying? Like we went straight from like hunter gatherers to planting corn and stuff like that. Like how do you just wake up one day like, oh, I'm just finna plant some seeds? You know what I mean? Like like certain developments within our species is kind of like it adds up to us being kind of visited by like by beings who've come from a planet who probably existed way longer than Earth itself, so they would be innately more advanced. You know what I'm saying? And they would be able to travel through the galaxy just by, you know, we're just now about to go to Mars or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
But
know?
they're out there hopping.
They
different planets.
right. Because if like what we saying, like if you're here and you're there, you know, we always think about moving to a different thing based on time, and I think they've mastered the element of like vibrational changing, like. Shifting that vibration from here to match the vibration over here, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of playing with different physical laws of physics that may be accountable here but not necessarily out there, you know what I mean? And so like these ancient civilizations definitely put a lot of stuff together, and I think they were developing from based on that, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think that this humongous galaxies and light years and that we're the only
Absolutely.
intelligent
ones
life
here,
in this whole thing. But then again, I heard Elon Musk was on a podcast, and he's like, if I would know about aliens, I'd be the person to know, right? And he says they don't exist. So whatever. Maybe he is the alien. He's just trying to hide, right? Because the guy's a little crazy, right?
I mean, money gets you a lot of things, but does it get you into them circles at the same time? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
but the cool thing I want to say is, so I've been to Mexico City and the pyramids. Have you ever been there?
Yes, I actually recently. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like
the ones I'm talking about is where there's a 5-mile long runway of stones that are perfectly symmetrical. Like they say modern engineering would take like tons of machines and like, you know, blueprints and like computers would have to do that. So this is thousands of years ago. It's 5 miles long and it leads into the 3 main pyramids. Now it's like,
and that same kind of technology is the pyramids of Giza. You know, that same kind of math, you know. And it's like the outside of the pyramids, like
connected
the length
to
of
the
it.
stars and
Yeah,
everything.
it's like it's perfectly aligned with the stars. You multiply it by a certain number, it matches. It's the perfect circumference of what the Earth is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like so much about the universe in the mathematics of itself. Like it's so crazy. And like we was talking about how sound effects matter. It's said today, like they move things with sound, like these big, you know what I'm saying, these big structures. Like it's a place in Africa, right, where it's like I think it's called like the Garden of Eden back then.
Garden of Eden.
Yeah, I think they was mining like gold because the story goes like beings came here, something was going on with their ozone layer, and in order to protect it, they was gonna shoot gold particles, you know what I'm saying, to kind of protect it. So they had to go mine gold off of other planets, and so they came here initially. This is actually in the Sumerian text, you know, Sumerian tablets. And so they came here to collect this gold, and the area that they're said to have come in is like the way the structures is. Like when we saying sonically, right? The earth gives off vibrations, right? So like the frequency of that specific place, the stones was mapped in that base, the same structure. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like if, like say I put the salt on the plate and turn that frequency on, it would show a certain shape, right? So on Earth, that same shape was on the planet. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like within these structures, well, it said like they might have been using that as another way to assist with them sonically moving these big, massive tons, you know, with sound. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued. I want to go there and see for myself.
Facts, man. We got to go to a place like
I wanna go to
Sacred
the
Sites
desert.
tour, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by the way, if any of that information actually was written in text, I'm pretty sure the religious groups would have destroyed it. Because anything that would make religion not seem true had to be destroyed by the Catholic Crusades, like
Absolutely.
you know all those religions, because like there's like facts and proof. Like in Afghanistan, there's a huge Buddha. There's a huge Buddha.
Yeah,
Okay?
Ruby said that.
Yeah.
Remember?
Ruby did. Yeah.
And I watched Drew Binsky. He does travel vlogs, and he went to the Buddha. It's like the size of an entire mountain.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're talking about Afghanistan, which is traditionally Muslim, right? You have one of the biggest Buddhist monuments ever built to Buddha in Afghanistan.
That's amazing.
Right? And they tried to destroy it already, right? Like they tried
Afghanistan,
deface it and stuff like that. But that part of Afghanistan is actually kind of free from the rest of the beliefs of Afghanistan or something like that. I don't want to kill it, but go watch Drew Binsky, his channel. He has a video on that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, man.
Me too.
That sounds lit.
So what is this? Is this yours?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so explain this, because I've heard of these before. These are very powerful. What is that?
Organites.
Okay.
So the concept of it, essentially the pyramid is said to be the most powerful shape, right? You know, as far as like directing energy, because it draws in and it has a point at the end. And so innately by it being in the pyramid form, it kind of heightens the crystals down here, which is bloodstone.
Okay.
And bloodstone is said to like it helps with a lot of things, but I mainly use it for because I'm around a lot of technology all the time. It's for the EMF waves.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It kind of like blocks those waves in a way, you know. You got the copper.
This is good for EMF too.
Copper too? Yeah. I'm still like getting to know more about copper. I know this copper ring essentially just kind of helps circulate the blood within me, blood flow. So
I do my
I'm
water
guessing it
manifestation out of
circulates
copper cups.
that's key.
Yeah.
That's makes it 10 times more powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, the plastic is a no-go.
I think it does something with the water, with the copper.
Fact.
It's like antibacterial or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot, but Sadhguru, he has Sadhguru, you know, he had a perfect statement about the copper. It's like a conductor, I guess, in a way, you know, if we're thinking about energy and electricity, you know, so it kind of adds to
conducting it faster.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's basically.
So
I
that's
just use
like
it
your
for the
protector,
waves.
like my pendant right here. Rid of the bad juju.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, I mean, I want to go to Egypt one day. That's like one of my bucket list trips, and see the pyramids and stuff like that.
Me too.
Man.
Yeah.
You've been reading my mind lately.
Hey.
Man, I
I'm
might
ready.
just fall out.
My wallpaper, my computer for months is the Egypt, the desert,
Yeah.
the pyramids. Sorry, the
Yeah.
pyramids. I don't know what it's called, but
The Giza,
like
yeah,
that.
the
Yeah.
Great Pyramid. I definitely, man. I go out there and buy some land, man.
Yeah.
Something, you know what I mean? But yeah, innately, I kind of want like my whole music career to go towards some big project like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a project coming out in a couple months called Petroglyphs. And I could talk about that later, but the idea is I'm trying to decide like if I should start now, right, and like have some of the proceeds go towards this big project. So like everybody know, no matter what I'm doing, this amount of percentage is gonna go to the overall project of like building land and cultivating this space and community to where everybody could go to be their highest self. It's like, yeah, we got to deal with our own stuff, you know what I'm saying? But how much easier would it be to like find ourselves and go on these self journeys without the constant reminder of lack? I mean, because that's basically what marketing is. It's like they have to make you feel like you need this product, you know, like you need it in your life in order for you to buy it. You know what I mean? And so it's just like we get hit with that. We get hit with things we should be. And we got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? It's like so much taking us away from ourselves.
So many distractions.
Yeah. If there was like a way to exist, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think I have the capacity to come up with this by myself. I just know I want to start it, you know what I'm saying? And and cultivate it with a group of people or whoever, you know, whoever wants to be there, you feel me? And just kind of like work that mission in, you know, for different cultures, for different whatever. I think a lot of things is just a lack of a support, you know, cause people have come together and had spaces like in Tulsa, you know what I'm saying? But that got bombed and
where's that at?
You know, Tulsa,
Arizona?
Nah, that's
I'm thinking of Tucson.
I think it's Alabama. I want to say Alabama.
Waco, Texas too. I'm just kidding.
Texas.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the cold in Texas, but no.
But
I feel you.
So
I want to have the same thing. Like my vision. Have you seen what's that show with Zac Efron? I keep forgetting.
I love that show. I don't remember
Anyways,
the name of
he
it.
has a show. The name keeps escaping me. It's on Netflix. They're coming out with another season, by the way.
Is that where he asks weird questions?
No,
he
they travel the world.
Travel the world.
Oh wow.
Because he says, I want to show, like, it's about the climate change and like, you know, natural stuff and ways to help the planet. Like he just wants to help the planet.
Facts.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to use my fame for something good. Right?
That's dope. Yeah.
Well, there's a commune in Costa Rica. I think it's Costa Rica. Where this American guy bought this big piece of land, and it's like they all just live off the land. Like it's a community. It's like happy and like it's like in paradise. You know what I mean? So that was kind of like one of my goals, is to create kind of like a self-sustaining. Well, I'm plant-based vegan, right? So like
absolutely.
a vegan city
Yeah.
where people can live off the land, and it's like
Facts.
just green and happy and positive, and
Facts.
people are like following their bliss, and you know it's just a community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they go outside their house to go pick up collect fruits and vegetables.
Yeah,
It's
like
out
that's
there
one of
already
the grocery
planting.
store. They basically go through the forest and start
Remember
cutting
that.
stuff off trees, and they come back and it's like a big communal breakfast.
That's kind of
communal
dope.
lunch.
Yeah,
So-
that's super dope. Yeah, man, I think that's amazing. A lot of things these times is we gotta start thinking about this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because I think once you make a decision, if you're gonna take a vaccine or not, you know what I mean. People who decide not to is gonna be xed off a lot of things within society. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be not able to do certain things, and so it kind of like decides you. It kind of comes with a heavier decision. You know what I'm saying? To take full responsibility of yourselves too. Even myself, I'm trying to get out of depending on the government. You know what I mean? I still go to the grocery store, and I still got my ways of existing that's still kind of dependent.
Yeah. So speaking of that vaccine, like I don't know. I'm still like, I don't want to take it, but I feel like they're making it like so that if you don't, you can't do anything.
You can't do anything, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna immobilize people, man.
It's taking away freedom in a way.
Absolutely.
And we're supposed to be in the land of freedom.
Yeah.
America, hello.
Right.
Well, also my you know, how I think about it. Why would I take something that's gonna make me feel like shit, even for a few days? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, no, if I take something, I want to feel good.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want anything that makes me feel like shit. That's basically my main thing. And I don't know. It's the first batch, and you know, I'm just being an observer and seeing how things unfold. And ultimately, I'm listening to my intuition and what my body wants to do, and my body is rejecting it. So
Yeah, I feel that,
that's where
man.
I'm at.
What's up with herbs, man?
I
I don't got a herb for this.
I'm into.
They do.
No, they do.
But there ain't no money in the cure.
Search for
That's
andrographis. It's something that's being it's in Thailand. Andrographis.
Andrographis.
Yeah, it's actually, we have it here in America in herbal stores. It helps with people. I think it helps with something with if you have like some lung problems. So
And
people are
where it
coughing.
targets,
Yeah,
right?
that's a target. There are like herbs and natural medicine out there. You just have to do research and ask around, because plants and natural food, they're medicine. They exist for us and for us to take care of them as well.
Exactly.
You know, don't forget that.
That's
you know
the
what I mean?
disconnection, man. I think you said it earlier. Like, we have everything we need. You know what I'm saying? Earth has everything we need. You know what I'm saying? We kind of go outside of that, and it's crazy. Like, we compile in like these little cities where it's like millions and 100,000s of people when it's so much land. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much of Earth that we haven't even explored yet.
Makes me think about like there shouldn't be any homeless people.
No, like
There's so much space.
there's so much space. It's just like
our
focus as a species is just fucked, man.
Yeah.
It's like we gotta shift this whole thing.
We're shifting right now.
Yeah, and I think it's that's kind of like, it's like the vaccine is kind of doing that too. It's like forcing that shift. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's creating a whole bunch of pressure to kind of go in there the way. All right, well, I gotta feed my kids. I gotta do this for my kids. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, it's put people in tight spots. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it forces that decision. You know what I'm saying? It forces that decision to make, like, all right, well, I'm responsible for my own well-being now.
Yeah. It's
know
a tough.
what I'm saying?
I really feel for all the people in the medical field. I work with pharmacists.
Yeah.
One of them already took it, and he asked me like, "Have you taken it?" Like, no, I don't know if I want to do it or not. And like, you should, like, because you're out there dealing with people, which I do every day, and I help people, like, especially old people. I think for me, it's just like, my main responsibility, like, living in this world, is making sure my energy is so high, like my vibration is so high, right, that it will not get me. Like, my spirit is strong. Like, I take my vitamins. You know what I'm saying? Like, that self-talk too. Like, you gotta tell yourself, like, I'm here for a greater purpose. I'm not gonna go out that way. Like, you know what I mean? That's just how I feel, and I want to, like, share that energy with other people too, so they don't let fear control them.
That's all it is.
It's all fear-based.
It's all fear.
I know it's real. At the same time, there's ways to take care of yourself,
Yeah.
energetically, not just nutritionally.
Yeah, it all
100%.
starts with energy.
I have a friend. She's plant-based, and she took the vaccine, and she said she felt super sick for 24 hours, like massive headache, pounding fever. Her arm stopped working for a little while.
Her arm?
Yeah.
Both?
Only one, and then the next day she was fine. I was like, damn, like what the heck? Like
it's
what
like your
is
whole
in that?
system is like gotta readjust.
Yeah. So like, I mean, like I was saying, I kind of feel like I know this whole thing is real.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I feel
Rest
like
in
it was
peace.
very, very overblown to make people afraid.
Yeah.
And then to get, I don't know what they did when we were all locked up. Like some people, there's conspiracy theories about how they were putting up 5G everywhere because 5G is harmful, but we're all inside and no one's going to see all this construction of 5G, right? And then, now it's like you have to because, or like, it's like pressure because it's like if you don't, it's like now there's a reason for all these people died, or you're not helping out your fellow man if you don't take the vaccine.
It's propaganda.
Or you're not, you can't travel, you know what I mean? So now it's like, oh dang, now we got to put this stuff in our body that who knows what's going to happen. Maybe 20 years from now you're going to be watching TV and they said, if you developed a third arm out of your forehead from taking the COVID vaccine in 2021, please call this number.
Oh my
there's
God. Thinking ahead, Isaac.
There's a class action.
Shit.
Hopefully I'm not the one going, what's that number?
No, and also to think about it, it's like we have every right to decide what we want in our body. Same as with food, right? It's all a choice. Like, why do I need to do this?
And that's what they're kind of saying, right?
Like,
it's
you know
what they're
I mean?
kind of saying until like your employee comes to you or employer comes to you and be like, hey, I know it's a choice, but
did you?
And then you get fired randomly.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a choice, but
thank God I don't work for nobody no more.
Hey,
I ain't firing myself.
Hey, that's real. And I think those kind of steps is like what people need to think about too. It's like, you know what I mean? Like start that business that you always wanted to do. Do that thing that you are, because now time is not waiting on you to be in your own way.
No.
You got to get out your own way because now it's the time. Like it forces that decision to take accountability of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and
because we're definitely capable.
Yeah. Also, go back to what I was saying. It's like we're so powerful, right? Just being an individual, like just because the whole world is taking what the government wants them to take, you got to listen to yourself. Do you really want that? Like, don't follow suit. Listen to your body.
And then if you do, is it really you or is it the program?
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
And then now you're dishonoring yourself if you do it because you do it for other people.
Right.
It's like, what's more important, right? Like, you got to honor yourself.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
It's like tactics of war, man. They don't use nothing new. You know what I'm saying? They don't use nothing new. When it comes to when it was back in the day, I remember it was a world war. I think it was one. And they was like putting out all this propaganda like, doctors, even this little girl across the street, this person is all supporting of the war. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And it kind of created a separation. Yeah. Like if you really wasn't with whatever we were fighting for, you know what I'm saying? Then everybody was looking at you like you didn't love the nation or you didn't do this or you didn't do that. And it's kind of like what it is now. It's like if you choosing yourself, you know what I'm saying? Everybody looking at you like you crazy, like, you don't care about nobody because you just, you know what I'm saying? For you. And really it's just our own decisions that we have the right to make. But it's like with this programming and with the propaganda, which is the same tactic that they've been using, on other countries and our own selves, you know what I'm saying? So it's just...
If you just think about it. So before the election, this country was super divided. It was like red versus blue, basically. Like Crips versus Bloods, right?
Facts.
Yeah, Norteños versus Sureños, right? All of a sudden, Trump loses. You don't hear a peep about it. Nothing.
That's true.
Nobody's talking about it no more. Those are called hot button issues. Many years ago, it was gay marriage. And then illegals are taking your jobs.
Yeah, facts.
And then this. And it just, everybody gets so riled up and so distracted that they're not focused on anything but that. And then the elections go through and whoever has the biggest propaganda wins, and then they can do whatever they want.
Facts.
So now we have a new regime, right? And what are they all about? Vaccinations, right? So I'm not taking sides, but I'm just saying people, like, all of a sudden COVID is just kind of like gone. Like no one's really talking about it. The hospitals it's going down. Like it's not on the news every day.
That's true. It's more about this vaccine.
Yeah. So the propaganda has now switched, right? So I don't know what happened. I know it's real, and we feel for anybody who's lost a loved one to.
Nah, that's real. I know a couple people. I know some people.
I've known people that
Me
have
too.
gotten sick from it too, but they're fine. But I'm just saying, like, just always use common sense, and But now it's almost like you have no choice. Like it's like, I want to travel. You know what I mean? And
that's true.
I might have to come down to make a decision and be like, okay.
So
do I want to wait another 5 years to travel, or am I gonna have to be like, I just got my second dose? You know what I mean? I'm good. Start screaming like,
Can't take tickets while you out there.
Or
my thumb don't work.
Get yourself a plane.
Yeah, like why?
Nah, for real.
Like,
I
fly on your own.
Like, it's gonna have to be some
man.
solution think tanks, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be like, we all come together to get this plane or this boat, or we all come together to get this whatever we need. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going
on the side of the plane, it just says non-vaccinated.
Non-vaccinated air.
Anti-vaxxers.
It's the Bliss seekers.
Yeah. There you
Follow
go.
your bliss. That's
Follow
all
your
what's on a
bliss.
plane. Follow your bliss.
Facts,
Hey, if your bliss is getting vaccinated, go get 4 of them. What the heck, right?
Yeah, man. And I don't know if y'all had anything else to say. I was just gonna kind of shift a little bit.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of what as a creative during this time, right? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what the project is about. It's gonna be called Petroglyphs, and petroglyphs is like historical. It's like hieroglyphs in caves. They got geoglyphs, which is like the big, almost like crop circles, and it's like different. You might have a man on there. They got some in Peru, which is super dope. But yeah, so it's like we're in these caves right now. Like everybody's in their house. You're forced to deal with yourself. You're forced to deal with your shadows, and that's what I think is the beautiful thing about this time. It's like we're forced to slow down. I think you mentioned it earlier. We're so much on go. And we're forced to slow down and ask ourselves why we do the things we do. What is it that we really innately care about? You know what I'm saying? And even as a creator, it's like creating from a different space. You know what I'm saying? Because we create off inspirations and things that happen throughout the day-to-day. So those things aren't happening throughout the day-to-day. But I did have this self-discovery today. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be in the song. You feel me? And so it's like... And so it's like us as creators, like realizing that we are accountable for our reality. You know what I'm saying? We are. It's like taking, like you said, it becomes so much more peaceful when you take the things off of other people and blame off of other people and put it on yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the introduction is like, this is just game. Everything is just game and information. And like you said, an opportunity to grow. And then it goes into like this loving kind of, you know what I'm saying, expansion of like a loving, almost from like a self point of view, until like you realize like it's more than just you, to love, and how have you been loving the world? You know what I'm saying? Like you got more love to give rather than just directly. And then just going to thinking on the terms of like, what is it that we want to leave after this point? Us as creators, like we hold the key to real history. Like the news ain't really gonna tell us what's going on. It's the art, it's the music, it's the pictures, it's the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Where you gonna, where you gonna get your real information. So like people 30 years from now want to know what's going on at this time. They'll probably come back to this podcast. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so us creating at this time, you know what I'm saying, is really just like laying down the history, you know what I'm saying, for the next generation, you know what I'm saying? And we kind of got to be mindful of that at the end of the day. And so that's where it kind of ends with like, it's a hook from a little kid, you know what I'm saying? I think he's like 7, you know what I mean? And he just did his thing. His name Kobe. Shout out to your Kobe, you know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant.
Facts. But it's just caring about the future. Like we just need to care about different things, like you said, care about the plants, care about the water that we're drinking, like the more of a relationship we establish with the elements, you know what I'm saying, the more it affects our lives, and like these are things that we need, but we don't honor it as such, and so it the vibration and our return from those things will be so much greater with the new relationship on them. So it's just about those journey, like the transition at this time.
Wow, that's powerful. It's funny because, You said something. So when the pandemic started, I had to speak for my company, and I had to speak for like 5,000 people.
Really?
And I had prayed, and I said, this is like right when it happened. And like everyone was just like, what's going on? Why is this happening? And I had said, give me something good to tell the people. And it was just along the lines of what you were saying. And this is what came to me. And there's a video, actually. There's one of our clips. Go back and says what God told me about the pandemic. But basically, God put life on pause so that we can reevaluate our entire lives. Just like you said, our faith, our family, our finance, our fitness. And if we are doing the right thing, we have to continue and go harder, right?
Facts.
But if we're not, this is our opportunity to change.
Facts.
This is our opportunity to reevaluate. If we don't like the chapter we're doing, we can change it, right? Because when God puts life back on play, which is starting to happen all of a sudden again, you know, you either made a change or you're going to stay the same.
Absolutely.
Right? And so that was powerful you said that, because it was just right along the lines of what came to me back in March.
Man.
Yeah, so it's just right along the lines with what you were talking about. But that petroglyphs, that's some deep stuff.
Yeah, man.
Like, how'd you come up with that? Like, that is some deep, deep stuff. I mean, I can already tell by talking to you. You're a deep person. You're very wise. But how'd you come up with that?
It was actually a gift, man. It was actually a gift because I was going to see some friends and just, you know what I'm saying, spend birthday with Ev, and then went to see family, you know. And yeah, the first song came with me and my cousin, Christoph Francis, the same home cuz that gave me the name, you know. It kind of like full circle, you know. We came back around and created like 2 songs that night, and then I went to Atlanta, and then, you know, just on a flow, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it's certain flow states that we hit, and so yeah, they was just coming at that time. Long as I put myself in that position, like put the headphones on and just made time to sit with it, you know, the songs would come. And yeah, it was probably like a good 10 or 12. And then I was able to work with We Are the New Paradigm with Ev and Desi.
Yeah, they were on the podcast
shout out to Ev and Desi. We love you.
Shout out to We Are the New Paradigm, man. They definitely got a dope production company that they're launching, and so we kind of collaborated on bringing a video to life. Is also like rebranding some stuff around it. So they actually was the one that helped make the cuts on what songs will make it. You know, we all and then we rearranged it. You know what I'm saying, to where it kind of like we had to see what pieces it was we had, and then like see what the story was from what the pieces were. You know, and so that's kind of what came together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Everything is divine, man.
Yeah,
divine
100%.
timing.
I can't take credit for everything. I can't take credit.
I agree. But so you were just in a zone, and then you linked up with the right people, and it came to fruition.
Yeah, because even in like versus like my past projects, I know me and Sky would play around with this technique. Would just get on the mic and just like go. But I haven't like created my own personal project of just not putting so much pressure on the writing, but more on the feeling. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier. And so I just put the headphones on. I didn't write anything. I just went, you know, and that's what came out. Yeah, facts.
I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited to share that project. I can't lie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when does that come out?
I'm aiming for April. I actually was listening to something today, and it was like talking about the Dogon tribe used to do rituals on April 23rd.
Man, everything you do has purpose behind it.
Yeah, Dogon.
Dogon tribe?
Yeah, and so I'm thinking about doing it that date as well.
April 23rd.
Yeah,
wow.
It was some kind of ritual around the planet.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to that.
Yeah, most
it's exciting.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to sharing it.
I love what you said though, man. Like these podcasts, this creations, all these art that's happening now during this time. This is how the future generations are going to find out the truth of what really happened during this time. You know what I mean?
Real, man.
The secret scrolls, right?
That's so real, man.
Anything else you want to share before we head it over to Joe, and she's going to ask you some pretty deep questions?
Yeah, I just want to share, get out your own way. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't afford for you to be in your way no more. It's not just about you no more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just about, I'm too shy to be on. I'm too this to the. You're not too anything if it came to you. You know what I'm saying?
100.
And just our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, but that we are powerful beyond measure. And that quote is so powerful.
That was from a YouTube video, I remember.
Who said that?
This is one guy. He has this video. Anyways, I'll find it. I'll share it with you.
But yeah, it's a whole. If you look up the whole, it's like that's the beginning of it, but it's a whole deeper thing. And it says you don't do within it. It says you do no service by making yourself small so other people can shine. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? You do a disservice to the world when you do that. So don't stop making yourself small, man. Anybody who want to do something, go ahead and get it done and knock it out. Because at the end of the day, we are creating the future. You know what I'm saying? We are making this history, and at some point we are going to be able to come together, you know what I'm saying, and help each other and build something new and create something completely different. And you're only as strong as your weakest link, you know what I'm saying? And so it's wise that we just go ahead and get the ball rolling now. Like we said, figure it out later on the way. You know what I'm saying? And then when we all meet up, it's gonna be paradise, man. Whether you're where you want to be or not, you know what I'm saying? You definitely got the support of every other creative at that point, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a point where we all have each other's backs like that, and it's deep, man. So shout out to y'all. Continue to shine. Do not dim your light for yourself, for the next person, or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't afford it, and this world can't afford it anymore. You know what I'm saying? The time's changing.
That's awesome. That was powerful.
That's powerful. Thank you so much. Wow.
Yeah. So we always finish off the podcast with the segment we call Joe's 6 Qs. Hey. It's world famous now. So
I heard about these.
Yeah.
You heard about these?
I was right. I was like, ooh.
Okay.
These questions.
So Joe's about to ask you some pretty deep questions. I'll pass it over to her.
Let's see how deep we go. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any advice, or what advice would you give to anyone on how to protect their own energy?
Oh, I'm gonna use your phrase, stillness. Stillness. Okay. Protecting your energy. I think first of all is getting familiar what your energy is. You know what I'm saying? What are you protecting? So within that stillness, you get to know yourself. You get to ask yourself those questions. You get to work through those emotions, and then after all of that, you can use your imagination and visualization and draw down source light and kind of like encompass like a little bubble of containing that good juicy selfness, you know, and not being affected by other energies, because they can come into your vibration, get stuck in your aura. And also there's things like Palo Santo and saging and you know, meditation and stuff like that. So I think all of those are pretty key in protecting your energy.
Thank you. I like that. When you hear the word purpose, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
You know, I recently heard that a purpose and a mission is kind of different. They kind of been always intertwined with me. But the first thing that came to mind is just what you just feel compelled to do. You know, it's like you can't, it's just like this crazy compelling feeling that you can't shake. Sometimes we can talk ourselves out of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't talk yourself out of this. You know what I'm saying? And that's your purpose, you know what I mean? And if it feels good and it resonates well at the same time, that's what purpose is.
That's how I feel about photography and traveling.
Yeah.
I'm like compelled to do that.
Yeah. Facts.
Can't stop myself.
Facts. And I think you like the more information you I think we all do things, you know what I'm saying, and it's like we gotta honor and reverence, like how I reverence music. I think pictures it deserves just as much reverence. Like it holds memory, you know what I'm saying, like people could look at this photo and relive a whole moment, or relive what type of consciousness they had that at the time, who they were, or what that place felt like, you know what I'm saying. Like it's small captures. It's like it's like almost a replication of our existence, right? We're fourth dimensional beings, which is, I mean, we're like multi-dimensional beings, which the fourth dimension is time, you know, like hair is length, width, and height. And with fourth dimension is time. And so we live in a third dimension, which is just a snapshot of this whole long thing, you know what I'm saying? So in the fourth dimension, it's like my baby self to my deceased self, you know what I'm saying? And then third dimension is just snapshots of each along the way, you know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of like what I feel like pictures do, you know what I'm saying? It's like a snapshot of like this dimension in a way, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
unique. I never thought of it that way.
yeah,
It's definitely historical, part of history. I geek out whenever I see photos from the 1900s.
Facts, right?
It's like, oh wow, that's what it looked
true.
like back then. Like,
Yeah.
Right, you get the
what?
feeling
You know what
of
I mean?
everything,
Yeah.
right?
Just from the image.
And those
you
are
know?
even more powerful because you can never recreate that. That's
Exactly.
that one moment
Yeah.
in time from that picture.
Facts.
Because like, yeah, I mean, they only had that camera and they couldn't duplicate it. Like that
Dude,
was
It
it.
took like
right?
9 hours to
Yeah.
develop. You know?
Facts, your technology was
Now we're
crazy
just like
back then,
snapping.
man.
You know,
on my phone.
to talk about photography, it made me realize how spoiled I am. I mean, a lot of people are too when it comes to technology. We're just snapping
Yeah.
instead of being very more intentional with our what we're capturing. Because I have to really step back. I'm like, okay, what is it about this image? But what is it about this person? Be intentional with your photos.
Yeah.
Because you get super spoiled because
Yeah.
you have a lot of space in your phone
Facts.
and your camera. You could do whatever, but when you actually do a analog film camera, you're very intentional with your shots. I heard that it makes you a better photographer.
Same with tape. That's why like
Tape?
these artists had to come in one take.
Okay, so what does following your bliss looks like for you this year?
Following my bliss. Following my bliss. Ain't gonna lie, it looks like a lot of groundwork. I feel like this year is a lot of seeds. Like I'm being gifted with a lot of information and a lot of ideas and a lot of things I want to kind of put out into the world. And so it's just honoring everyone that comes and figuring out which ones to ground. And also taking time, being aware that even when I go off to the mountains or take a moment in the morning or at night, that it's still progress to those overall dreams and to those overall places. You know what I'm saying? To that overall energy that I want to put out into the world, because it's a balance. So yeah, following my bliss is not only wanting to master the physical aspect, but also the spiritual aspect of myself, you know.
So how would you like to be remembered?
I think as a super supportive person of every person becoming their highest potential and wanting to be their fullest self. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in such support of that. I want to create, have a whole area of land for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want people just to like, it's not no way I feel like nobody should be, you know what I mean? I think it's just once we become more conscious of the way to be, that's really all the keys is, is moving from an unconscious place to a conscious place. So just pushing that that we have so much power, you know what I'm saying? Being that person to like inspire people to ignite their own fire.
Like that. Okay. If you were told you had 48 hours left to live, what is the first and the last thing you would do?
Well, first, I ain't gonna lie. I'm going to South Carolina.
In the Carolinas, okay.
I'm gonna go look somebody up in Carolina. You know what I'm saying? I got a piece of my heart out there.
That makes sense.
So yeah, okay. I'm gonna go pick up and shoot, I don't know, just wild out, man. I think every moment I just try to live like it's the last. I find the best in every moment. So it's not, I wouldn't want to make it to Egypt and stuff. So if the plane can get us out there in time, then I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out of Egypt. You feel me? If I got enough time. If not, we just up the coast, man. Just enjoying life, doing wild stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your number one wish for the world?
Harmony.
That's a new one.
harmony. Just raising the vibration of ourselves, raising our own frequency, and be able to live harmoniously with everything around us, the planet, the water, just harmoniously with all aspects of life, you know what I'm saying, raising our vibration, tapping into the energetic beings that we are, you know what I'm saying, and really mastering that and living harmoniously with everything around us, whether it's the elements, the animals, you know, the air, everything.
True.
Yeah.
The sun, even, right?
The sun, yeah.
The moon.
Facts. The core. You know, facts.
Awesome. Any last words, Joe?
I'm just grateful for you, for your existence. You know, ever since we got connected, I think maybe 2 years ago, it's always just been good vibes, and we can talk deeply about anything, and you know, it could last for a few hours. And you know, you and I, as I evolve as a human being, like I'm attracting the people that's right for me. It's beautiful, and we're all like, you know, supporting each other, raising our own vibrations, and getting creative as well, and laughing together, eating plant-based food together. It's just so much fun and so natural. So I'm just really grateful for your existence, and you know, for you taking the time to be here and share yourself, express yourself. You know what I mean?
Thank you. It's such an honor to be here, man. Likewise. Oh, I'm sorry. Received.
There you go.
I gotta practice how I'm receiving these compliments now, but for real, because I did get somebody say like, "You don't never take it. You just," you know. I'm like, damn, I ain't realized that. You know what I'm saying? But received, definitely. I appreciate that, and that's I value that. I value that so much. Like you said, is so key, and it's this. I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, it's a different way of existing when you got certain people around you, you know what I'm saying? And you can kind of bounce these ideas and these thoughts off in a different way like this, you know what I'm saying? And just so much gratitude for you, man. Like you always inspired me since day one. Like, you was so in tune with yourself. Like, well, my body is this way, and I want to do this because I want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you was so in tune with yourself. I was so inspired from that day one, man. So it's an honor. It's a pleasure, man. And Isaac, I think we really just got acquainted today. You know, I feel like I seen you before, brother, but it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure, like, bouncing these ideas and sharing these vibes with you. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get the opportunity to build again, you know.
Yes, we will.
On many different kind of circumstances.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I received that as well. And you know, I didn't know where this was going to go, but I'm like very I'm impressed that how wise and how deep, and like, man, you took us on. I took a whole page of notes. Like, usually I don't take this many notes, right? Like, I don't know if you guys can see that. Like, I took a whole page of notes, and it was just the same wavelength, same mindset. Like, you seem like you've been working on yourself, and you're seeking to get better, and that's awesome. And you're following your bliss, and that's what we're all about, right? But just real quick, where can they find you? And we'll leave it in the description below. So if you didn't catch that, just check the description below. Phruu, thank you.
Man, pleasure,
this was awesome.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I look forward to the next time we have you.
The bliss has been seeking and has been possessed. I'm fully in bliss right now. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, if you like this, make sure you subscribe. Make sure to smash that like button and hit the notification bell. And we'll see you guys in the next one. And as always,
follow your bliss.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into the podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Our goal, as always, is to become the #1 podcast in the world. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And make sure you share this with 3 of your friends. And if you like our song, our intro song, please check out my good friend Maroney Silva's band, A Dead Desire, on YouTube. That song is called The Mantra. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. And as always, follow your bliss.